Good morning. It is 10:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I thought I would do a check with the Nuclear Emergency Tracking System. Here we go. It's being updated. Let's see what this one says. St. Charles, Illinois, U.S. 710 counts per minute. Average over the last 10 minutes was 640. The high, let's see, low is 4, the high is 5,951. Wow. I remember when it was a big deal if it went up to 100 counts per minute. Remember that? Now look at this. Heads up. Look at this. And look at that. Look at that. So heads up if you live in that area. Let's look at this one. Take that one off. What's this? 120 counts per minute. Syracuse, New York. Wow. I guess it's in the snow or something. Let's see. Let's look at this one. 25. Okay, so it's not that high. Along the coast here. Take this off. Oh, what's it doing? Wow. What's that up there? There's one under here we can't. It says 40. Here's the chart. Here's background. Rising. Elevated. Ooh, concern or watch. I think all of them would be a concern or watch. Alrighty then. Had to do a quick check on that so people see what's going on.
Turkey dinner, gather around, who will lick the drumstick, yummy, yummy drumstick, all sit down, cornbread, muffins, chestnut stuffing, pudding pie, 1 foot high, all's within her, before time to dinner, me, oh my.
Live, this is one for the record. I'm Diana. Happy Thanksgiving. It is November 26/27th because it's very late tonight and we're actually into the 27th now. So happy Thanksgiving. If you're working on Thanksgiving, if you're working late, please keep your uniforms on. So in case there's checkpoints, please party in place. If possible, do not go home till the next day, please. Don't go home till the next day if you're out drinking and whatever you're doing. Party in place. Also, if you're out protesting, maybe it's a good idea. Just go home and be with family. That might be one of the most important things to do right now. And put everything aside. That way everyone can just go home, be with their families, And then if you feel the need to go out and protest again, do that on Friday. Alrighty then. Also, I'll give you the news real quickly. And I'm attaching some Thanksgiving parades and other things. Alrighty then. E&E News, Energy News, November 26. CDC official, public health emergency in the U.S. from Fukushima radioactive material. Government wanted to quarantine people contaminated with radiation, but had no authority. Let's read down a little more. The CDC activated its Emergency Operations Center for the first time ever a real-world radiation incident. EOC activities were even more intense than for the swine flu pandemic in 2009. Cargo and passengers from Japan headed to the U.S. were screened, and there were contaminated passengers and cargo. However, CDC nor anyone else has authority to quarantine passengers contaminated with radiation. Communication was a problem. At first, the A-Team and Advisory Team for Environmental Food and Health compromised of personnel from EPA, CDC, USDA, and FDA had to speak off the record. Also noted was that early PAGs were guidelines, not rules. The final point was that Fukushima was a great tragedy for Japan. It also became a public health issue. It became a public health emergency for the U.S. I don't remember ever hearing anything about that. Wait, let's see. Charles W. Miller, Chief of CDC's Radiation Studies Branch, 2012, on March 11, 2011, a cascade of events was initiated that led to radionuclide releases causing widespread radioactive contamination. Radioactive materials from Japan was subsequently transmitted to locations around the globe, including the U.S. Alright, I'm not going to read more of this. Let's give a free consultation here. Now, this is stated on November 26, 2014 at 10:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, the CDC knew that there were contaminated passengers, contaminated cargo, and did not release that information to the people here in the U.S., neither globally. So it's not just the U.S., but yeah, the U.S., and it went global. So, my goodness. So that must be like a crime against humanity? Was it incompetence? No, they knew. You knew about it. So what makes it so different to tell us about it now, 3 years later? If you didn't have the authority back then, but you could have made a statement, correct? What makes today different than March 12th, 2011? Or whenever these people came over that were contaminated on a plane, contaminating other people, contaminating whoever else was working on the planes, whoever sat in the seat after them. These people were contaminated with radiation, and the cargo was, so the people moving the cargo didn't have any idea. I want to know what makes it, why say it today and not say it back in March of 2011, or whenever these people came over. What makes that, why is it different today? Is there like a statute of limitations so that you don't get in trouble? I don't think so. I believe that this is malice, incompetence, but really it's malice. This is very bad. Maybe since you get paid by tax dollars, maybe we're not going to give you the authority to use the taxpayers' money anymore. How's that one? I believe that this is like a sheer crime against humanity, and this needs to be addressed. These people need to be tracked. It's a public health issue. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. If it's a public health issue, it's a public health issue. And yes, this should have been quarantined. And if you don't have an authority to quarantine, then you go a step up and you find or make a law, and then you do quarantine instead of just letting this stuff go through the population globally, especially in the U.S. CDC, FDA. Guess you dropped the ball there, didn't you? By putting this out now. I mean, I don't understand why put it out today. Why is that different than putting it out the day that you discovered it? I don't understand that. Right? I guess someone needs to step down. I guess this is how they're going to handle the Ebola also. You understand that? This must be how they're handling the Ebola. This is how they're probably handling other things that we don't know about that's going on. Well, finally they admit it. Do you see? And it is a health risk. And they went ahead and let it spread when they could have contained it. Doesn't matter if it's a that's like a biological weapon. When they let something that is radioactive, contaminated, be it biological or be it something that is non-biological, and they let it travel. That is like biological. That is like terrorism. CDC should be charged with terrorism. That's what I believe. That's a terroristic threat. Oh, and I guess how about all the people over there at DHS, that Homeland Security, that actually had to pat down these people? They had no idea there was radiation, did they? Hey, DHS. Hey, Department of Homeland Security, they let these people go through on the way to the airport or wherever every time they traveled, and guess what? You got to pat them down. Got to search their stuff. And it might have been radioactive. How's that one? Heads up on that, huh? Good looking out, CDC. They should be in a lot of trouble for this because they're mentioning it now. I don't see any difference on mentioning it today or mentioning it when it first came out, but mentioning it now. These isotopes last for thousands of years. Alright, some tens of thousands of years. So you tell me that stuff is still out there and it's still irradiating things, just so you know. It didn't just go away. In fact, the people might have contaminated all kinds of other people. Alright, and still are. 3 years later. The items that were sent across, the cargo, who knows? Whatever hands it's changing, if there's plutonium or whatever, who knows what's on there. That could be for thousands of years too, and it's just going on. These are biological weapons. Alrighty then. And that's terror. That sounds pretty terroristic to me. Alrighty then. Heads up. Other than being fired, they still need to track down all this stuff. Right now. Before it does even more harm. Alrighty then. Take care. Be prepared for anything. And people protesting should go home. They are arresting people in Los Angeles as we speak. I was watching a live feed off of bpearthwatches.com. and he had some live feed going. Downtown Los Angeles, one by one, they're just going up to people and arresting them. So heads up. Hopefully they're not contaminated with radiation, huh? Who knows where these people went? The car, at least the car. Oh, you couldn't quarantine the cargo, huh? No authority to quarantine anything that might be a biological hazard? Alright, we might have to remember that. Alright. Sounds like a bunch of baloney, doesn't it? And people, and there has to be something that happens from this. Oh yes. Take care. See, be prepared for anything. You got to get Geiger counters. That's it. And I'll see you on the flip side tomorrow. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And be safe. Remember, if you're going to drive, because you're working, keep your uniforms on. Make sure everyone knows, even if you have a designated driver, even though it's best to party in place, but if you have to, excuse me, if you have to go, make sure you have a registration, driver's license, insurance, have it all where you can just have it already out and just get it. Have it all ready to go in case you get into a checkpoint, in case you get pulled over. Alright, just be safe out there. Alrighty then. Be prepared for anything. Who knows what else the CDC's going to announce. But there's going to be some consequences for them doing this and acting like it's okay now. Oh no, it's not. Alright, be prepared.
from New York City, NBC presents Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Let the celebration begin, and kicking the party into high gear are the kids from Stage Door Manor, the prominent performing arts training center right here in New York.
That's right, Matt. And conducting Won't You Join Our Parade is Macy's newest parade legend award winner, Grandma from Big Apple Circus.
Symphony, but honey, it's sincere. And on this day of giving thanks, I'm grateful we are here. So won't you join our parade? Dear old Santa Claus is waiting. Won't you join our parade? We need some celebrating.
dinner, gather around, who will lick the drumstick, yummy, yummy drumstick, all sit down, cornbread, muffins, chestnut stuffing, pudding pie, 1 foot high, all within her, before we came to dinner, me, oh my,